In 1876, the United States celebrated the centennial anniversary of its birth. In this particular year, across the country, cities and communities banded together to find different ways to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the creation of the country in which they lived in. In San Francisco, a group was formed called the Sons of Revolutionary War Sires, which was an organization made up of descendants of patriots who in turn wanted to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the country. While this is one of the earliest organizations of common men who fought in the American Revolution, its brief history was really just brief in general. It barely lasted. But an organization which did develop in that same time was the Sons of the Revolution. Founded on February 22, 1876 by John Austin Stevens, the group was seen as the younger brother of the Society of Cincinnati. One of the things that the Sons took issue with was the idea of primogeniture within the Society of Cincinnati. One of the things they also took to heart, though, was the aristocratic, social, and hereditary aspects that came from the society. Initially founded in New York, new chapters began to be formed in Pennsylvania, the District of Columbia, and other states. As the Sons of the Revolution grew, it certainly became clear that as a male hereditary organization, this would allow men who could prove lineal descent of patriots from the American Revolution that they too had an organization, even if the only part of the revolution their ancestor fought in was being that of, say, a common soldier. William Osborne McDowell would be the founder of the New Jersey Society of the Sons of the Revolution, but he did not agree with the idea of his state society being an auxiliary chapter of the New York Society. As such, McDowell believed that the membership should not be based solely on military service, but rather open to anyone who was descended from a patriot who took part in the revolution through various different means. This would include signing important patriotic documents, being able to provide goods, services, things that did not necessarily mean your patriot was part of a military aspect, but rather had some kind of means of contribution towards gaining the independence of the United States from Great Britain. On April the 30th, 1889, the Sons of the American Revolution were formed. Now, there have been attempts to reconcile the two groups, but each had their own set of demands which could never be agreed upon. Upon the creation of the Sons of the American Revolution, McDowell was made its first president. On June the 9th, 1906, the Sons of the American Revolution was granted a congressional charter, and it was signed by President Theodore Roosevelt, who, interestingly enough, was also a member of the Sons of the American Revolution. At present, there are over 37,000 members in the organization, and every quarter a list of new members is published for those to see. While the Sons of the American Revolution was being formed, another organization was also being created, and that was the Daughters of the American Revolution. On July 13, 1890, a petition was put forward to have women join the Sons of the American Revolution. The petition was denied, which then led to the demand for a women's group to be formed. William Osborne McDowell helped to organize and create the Daughters of the American Revolution, and the first president of the organization was Caroline Lavinia Scott Harrison, First Lady of the United States. Her prestige helped to give more gravitas to the organization, and the Daughters have proven to be highly successful, as more women have joined this organization than men have the Sons of the American Revolution. Some members presently have commented that perhaps the greatest mistake the Sons of the American Revolution has ever made was not accepting the petition of the Daughters to become part of the organization. And as such, to this date, over 130 years later, the Sons are still outnumbered by the Daughters by at least 10 to 1. When it comes to the organization, however, many people might wonder, how can one join the Sons of the American Revolution? The process is quite simple, as being a member is open to any male who is a citizen of good repute in the community and has a lineal descent of an ancestor who was at all times unfailing in loyalty to and rendered acceptable service in the cause of American independence. Once a member of the Sons of the American Revolution, new members are part of their local chapter, which also makes them part of both the state and national organizations. The most important aspect of the SAR is that what you put into the organization is what you also get out of the organization. Just like any other group a person might be part of in their lifetime, it really comes down to how dedicated you are into being part of this unique organization. The mission for the Sons of the American Revolution is broken down into multiple different areas. The patriotic goals is that they work tirelessly to inspire the community with the principles on which the nation was founded. Many chapter and state level societies have color guards that wear Revolutionary War uniforms and participate in civic and patriotic events and observances, such as the 4th of July, Veterans Day, Armed Forces Day, Flag Day, Patriots Day, Bill of Rights Day, Yorktown Day, Constitution Day, and important battles of the Revolutionary War. Each year, the National Congress passes resolutions to stimulate personal and national action based on these principles. The organization also strives to maintain and extend the institutions of American freedom. In 1994, the Sons of the American Revolution formed a task force to preserve U.S. history to help focus public attention on profound problems and some proposed national standards for teaching pre-college United States history. The organization also works to carry out the promises expressed in the preamble of the Constitution, and the Sons of the American Revolution recognize and provide a great deal of recognition for public service. State-level societies and chapters of the SAR present thousands of awards each year to law enforcement officials, public safety officers, and other citizens who exemplify the best civic traditions of our nation. This includes young men and women who are leaders in the communities, such as high-ranking high school students of history, Eagle Scouts, JROTC and ROTC cadets, and midshipmen. The organization also strives to honor, respect, and support the sacrifices of our veterans, especially those confined to residential and hospital facilities provided by the Department of Veterans Affairs. For its historic goals, the SAR commemorates and provides memorials for the people and events of the American Revolution. They also preserve records relating to the events leading up to and during the American Revolution. The SAR was a major force behind the construction of the National Archives in Washington, D.C., and the collection of historical documents therein. The Sons of the American Revolution also support genealogical research and presentations, mainly through books, articles, and presentations related to history and people of the period from 1750 until 1800. A national SAR magazine publishes authoritative descriptions of historical events in a quality magazine of archival value. The Graves Committee published information on some 54,000 grave sites of patriots in the SAR Revolutionary War Graves Register, which was published initially in 1993. More names have been collected, and the entire 140,000 names and locations have now been published online. The Patriot Index Committee is publishing information on an additional 732,000 patriots and their descendants. Finally, for the Sons of the American Revolution, there is a major educational goal put in place for their mission. They enthusiastically sponsor youth award programs, including essay and oration contests for students based on historical and patriotic themes. They distribute history curriculum and educational media resources across the country. They inform the community about the events and philosophical bases of the American Revolution and the Constitution. Important events and persons of the Revolutionary period are portrayed for students and the public at large. And the SAR helps people locate and evaluate genealogical records. The SAR state-level society and chapter registrars have excellent resources, and the SAR Genealogical Research Library is a major national repository of genealogical information. But there are certainly a great deal of rewards when it comes to being part of the American Revolution. Testimonials from members include, from David Schrader, "The American Revolution was about both the pen and the sword. The SAR provides a place where I can explore the ideas that motivated my New England Yankee ancestors and think about how those ideas continue to shape a country that has made a home for my German and Norwegian immigrant ancestors and all the other people who make up our nation. Allen Douglas Finch Jr. said, quote, "While I've enjoyed learning about my Patriot ancestors and honoring their service, I have also enjoyed the many new friendships I have made, and I have a much keener interest in history in general, and the Revolution in particular." But are there other benefits to being part of the SAR? The answer is yes. Being an SAR member involves you in your local and national community with telling the story of the Founding Fathers and the creation of the United States of America. It connects you to the history of the American Revolution by direct means in tracing your lineage. It also allows you to connect with others that also share the same type of connection. In addition to this, SAR honors its own members for their service within the community with the award of service medals to the nation. These medals can involve being part of a veteran of the United States military, can also be involved with distinguished service within the organization. Being a member of the Color Guard also will grant members receiving recognition for the time taken to help celebrate and support other chapters with things that they wish to do. And so being part of the Sons of the American Revolution is a great honor for those who are able to trace their lineage. And for others who are interested in tracing their lineage, certainly their local chapters are more than willing to help in the process of discovering your own past. And in doing so, ensures that the legacy of the Patriot ancestors who fought to create this country will never die, and that their future generations are able to look back and appreciate upon the sacrifices that those men and women have made, so that they too can continue to honor their legacy and preserve the nation that we live in today. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel to join our Sons of the American Revolution family. And remember to come out to all the 250th anniversary events celebrating the birth of our country.